Going to be working on this today. So I need to get the truck moved out of here. That Tahoe moved in. Got to replace the fuel pump. Well, it's cooled off a little bit compared to what we've been used to lately, but it's really humid. Only showing about 72 or so down here in the shop. I'm already sweating, and all I did was jack up the back of the Tahoe and put some jack stands under it. So I got the back of this up in the air so I can get under the damn thing. Gonna take a little peek under there and see what all I need to do. So looking under here from the driver's side, there's the fuel tank, and it goes from up there back to here. There's a strap right there. Not sure how good this light is helping. Strap there and a strap there. Then under here next to the drive shaft, I need a little better lighting under here. Looks like we got a evap canister or something right here. Need to get it out of there. Then undo the straps. There's one there and one up in there. And I'm sure all those fasteners are going to want to come right out of there with no problem whatsoever. Then of course, drop the tank down. I think you drop the rear of the tank down. You can get to the connections up on top of the fuel tank where the fuel pump goes down into the tank. Wiring harness and your fuel lines. And I'm sure they'll want to come off very easily as well. So I'm going to see if anything will come apart at all, and I'll let you know here in just a second. Well, I have the tank lowered down in the back. I've watched a couple of videos on doing this, and it looks like the connections for the fuel lines you should be able to undo up in the front of the tank. I can't get my frickin' hand and arm up in there, and I don't really even know what I'm looking for up in there. And my light just quit working, so I need to put another bulb in that. What I did is I lowered, if you can see that, I lowered the tank down in there, took this rear wheel off. I can kind of sort of get up in there to the pump, and I'm just going to replace it as it sits. I have the electrical connections disconnected and the fuel lines disconnected. I'm going to take the shop vac and suck up all that crap on top of the tank and stick the new pump in, hook it all up. Should work. So we got the pump over here. This came from Amazon. Get this opened up. This pump that I got off Amazon, and it's a top scope. I'd never even heard of top scope before, but it was only $60. We weren't looking to put much money into this, so the pump was cheap. Reviews that I read were good on it. We're gonna give it a try. Maybe it will last a year or a little more, maybe. Or maybe it'll be the best pump ever. I like to use Delphi pumps. That's what I put in my green truck, but they're a little more expensive. For this application, I think it was gonna be almost $200, which really isn't that bad for a pump. But like I said, we're going cheap on this. She doesn't drive this all that much, but would like to be able to drive it without it just randomly deciding to stop running. So I'm going to finish taking this out, putting whatever needs put together. I'm going to vacuum off the tank and we'll get this installed. Well, this thing is just being a major pain in the ass. I have the gas tank dropped down. I got the fuel lines up on top of the tank, loose from the tank. So I should be able to drop the whole thing down. Everybody says the way to do it is you drop the back down, take your lines off, you should be able to slide it back and drop the front. Well, I have it slid clear back against the axle, and you still can't get the damn front down, so I don't know what the deal is. Right now, to be honest, I'm about ready to call it a day because I'm beyond pissed right now. Well, I haven't been doing a real good job of recording. However, I did get the tank out. I just got back from the parts store. Had to get a new lock ring, which is right here. Got my pump put together, which didn't really take much, just had to attach this arm. So this is ready to, so the pump is ready to set down in the tank, put the lock ring on, and then I'm gonna head up to the house. I have to get up in the morning and go clean out a couple of grain bins, and then I will resume this project. It is, however, a beautiful evening here in central Iowa. Just some fluffy clouds floating around. Humidity's gone down. I think the temperature must be in the middle to upper 70s right now. So I'm gonna get the pump in here, finish it up tomorrow. Well, it is the next day, and last night I got the pump back in the tank. However, I can't get this new lock ring to go down. It's like the rubber seal underneath that is just too big or something. So I may try reusing this one, although I'm not sure there's much difference. I'll get it on there eventually. Beautiful morning. I've been out scooping out grain bins this morning and just burning the garbage, which the wind is actually kind of in the wrong direction. Hopefully the barn doesn't burn down. But nothing but blue skies today, and right now temperature must be in the maybe the middle 70s somewhere. Great weather for working down here in the shop. However, this thing's just been a pain in my butt ever since I started, but I'll get it done. So I took that old seal off of the old pump, put it on the new pump, and I got it together without having too much problem. Evidently this must be just a little bit thicker up on the top or something. I tried for quite a while last night and I couldn't get it to go, so finally I just called it a night and then thought, hey, let's put the old one on, see if it works. It works. So now all I need to do is slide the tank back up under the Tahoe, get everything connected, put straps on, hope it works. Well, I got the gas tank back up in there, straps are on, she's all put back together, back down on the ground. I haven't started it yet, so let's give that a try. Well, it runs. It appears we have success. That pump's really quiet. I couldn't hear it at all. I was afraid something wasn't hooked up right. Don't see any fuel running out anywhere, so hopefully we're good to go. I do think I'm gonna check the fuel pressure, just see where we're at. So I've got my gauge hooked up here. First we'll just turn the key on, see what we have. Well, we're already above what we ever had before. It's about 30. Slowly going down. It was up to about 40. And it's settling in about 37 or so. Start it up and see what we look like. Well, it's up to about 41 or so. 48. And hook the fuel regulator. I thought it was supposed to be up around 50. I may be wrong. Has more than it had before. I'm gonna shut this off, see if it bleeds down. It's slowly going down. Seems to have settled in at about 33 psi and it's holding there. It'll take it a while to bleed down. So I need to look up the spec on that, see what the fuel pressure is supposed to be. The darn thing for the past year and a half, if you drove at any distance, like a couple hours, it'd drive just fine. You'd be driving down the road, all of a sudden you would just start losing power and it just didn't want to run anymore. Usually if you pulled over, waited 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds at the most, it'd fire right back up and it would drive the rest of the way wherever you're going without any problem. The last time my wife went up to her parents, she was on her way home, did that, she pulled over, and it took about a half hour before it would start again. I told her, get underneath of it, bang on the bottom of the fuel tank. She did that, and it started. That's really what kind of led us to believe problem with the fuel pump. Her dad and her brother thought that's what it was. They've had problems with vehicles doing kind of similar things, strange things. My only concern was if it's a fuel pump, this has been going on for quite a while. I figured it would have gave up by now. But she has a new fuel pump in it. Time to test it out. Just want to remind everyone about the license plate wall. And if you have a license plate or anything else for that matter that you would like to send to the Fox shop, the address is in the description below. Such as decorative banners, owls, old gloves, letters, and even steak sauce, which no, I have not tried that yet. However, we're going up to the cabin here shortly, and I'm taking that with. Well, I went to go put gas in the Tahoe, runs fine. Went to go put gas in the Tahoe and fuel started running out the bottom. It wasn't pouring out, but it was dripping pretty good. Brought it back home, tightened up the clamp. There's a hose coming from the back of the vehicle. There's a metal piece and it has a neck on it. And then your hose fits over that and it kind of takes a bend like that. And then it connects to the gas tank. Well, this metal piece had a rusted out hole in the bottom of it right in there. Either that or I put a hole in there with a screwdriver when I was trying to get it off. And fuel would leak out of this and then it was running down this. It made a mess. So I tried tightening it up a couple of times with no success. Finally took it all the way off and there's a hole in there. So I'm sealing that up right now and hopefully that'll take care of it. So I'll get that fixed up, have a mess to clean up. And then, since it will be Saturday night, I think I may enjoy a few adult beverages. So give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget the license plate wall, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.